Hello Internet, and welcome back to my Sky Island playthrough of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Now in the last episode, actually it's been like a week since I played, so let's hope I remember everything. I believe in the last episode we did our best to navigate around some fungal creatures in our initial expedition. We basically just ran away, we ran for extract, got away from them, didn't want to deal with it, and then we went on a new expedition. And in this new expedition we've been exploring the area. We hit a radio tower pretty early to get a lot of vision in the area. Then we went to a dairy farm. We're specifically looking for a shovel, but we had no luck there finding that. And then as we explored, we came to find a mansion nearby, which we're debating whether or not we're going to be looking into that. And then we migrated to a light industry hoping to find a vehicle, but the cube van here does not work. And with that, I think we're back in the series. Everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. Let's have a look at the map here. If you remember our initial plan for this expedition, we were just looking for 5 animal carcasses so that we could craft that particular upgrade. I forget what that one is called. That would be the Vengeance of the Island. Requires 5 corpses. We have a weasel corpse back at base. You know what? YouTube probably doesn't like me saying the word corpse like a minute into the video. We'll see if that affects anything. So yeah, our mission initially was to find basically 4 animal carcasses to take back, but we said if we found an interesting location, we might pivot our attentions to that, and the mansion is an interesting location. I'm still on the fence about whether we should or even will be able to loot in the mansion. I think it would take us a while to clear it and really explore it and see what it has to offer, but I'm pretty sure mansions have a lot of stuff in them, including books, which is something we're still actively pursuing. So yeah, that's not an issue for right this second. Obviously we're going to loot this light industry. I don't know how we're doing inventory wise. Looks like we should have some leaderage left here, and our weight is not doing very well. In fact, our weight looks lower than the last time I looked at it. I don't know why that would be though, so I don't think that's actually a problem. And then you know what? I just realized, don't we have stats through skills, or which one is it? Stats through kills on this one. View achievements, go over to kills, I believe. We do have 1 experience point available. How do I assign that experience point? I never use this mod. Basically, if you don't know, this mod assigns I think it's just a point value based on the enemy's difficulty rating, and it gives you so many experience points when you defeat that enemy. And it looks like maybe it includes the vehicle kills as well. I'm not really sure. I remember, what did we hit the most with our vehicle? Probably just regular zombies. It would be hard to tell from this list what all we killed with a vehicle. Now regardless, it gives you experience points, and then once you get enough experience, which increments each time you get a new point, you get a skill point you can assign. Do we do this in the at menu? Maybe? How do I mean, I guess we would just put it in strength, right? I know strength is like the most overvalued stat, and there's a reason for that. It affects your HP, it affects your melee damage, it affects a lot of things that you wouldn't expect it to. For instance, I believe shouting a sentence actually is affected by your strength. It affects how far your voice carries, things like that. So it's hooked into a lot of things. It just objectively is the best stat in my opinion, and it's probably the one we're going to use the most. Maybe we bump dexterity to 10, but I think for now we're going to be primarily melee, so let's bump strength, I guess. If I just hit enter. Are you sure you want to raise strength? 1 point available? Sure. I don't know, this might break the game long term, but for now, you know, we'll take an extra point in strength. Who wouldn't take that? Our focus is 18. We just had a warp pulse go through us. We have 7 pulses left. We're probably not going to do that mission, right? It was a horde to the north of the mansion, if I remember right, and we're just not sure we're going to be able to do that. Let's get into this light industry. We're looking for 2 main things here, which would be books. Specifically, there are books in here which tend to be the higher tier fabrication, mechanics books, things like that. And then we're also looking for probably a drill would be our primary desire in terms of tools. So let's have a look here. Bookbinders, they're not going to do anything for us. Tools of warfare in the Arabic world. Did not expect a forging book here, but that's fine as well. Middle Eastern and South Asian weapons and armor, incredibly detailed with diagrams and pictures, but quite dry. Yeah, who would have thought? 27 barter value. Obviously we want that book. What is this? A telescoping umbrella. How big are you? You're too big. I don't care about you. It's nice to have an umbrella sometimes, but see, zombie to the northeast. That would be the periphery of the mansion. Didn't expect us to be quite this close. I guess we are very close to the mansion mansion. Would have thought the forest would provide us a little extra cover, but it does not look like that's the case. Batter up, I don't know what that is. I assume it's a blunt melee book or whatever that would be called. Battery charger, I think we have one. In fact, we probably have like 6 of them, but I always like to have extras. Let's have a look at some newspaper pages. We're not going to read all of these. I think people are getting annoyed that I read all of this stuff. Super soldier experiments gone wrong. Leaked documents from Zedra confirms that there are violent riots. Okay, doesn't matter. Bunkers of the rich and famous. Forget the backwater last man on earth shelter you helped your buddy pour the foundations for. We got to look inside the private bunker of James Hawthorne himself. I don't know who that is. I assume it's a lore related thing. Bigger bees. State biologists were unable to explain the emergence of bees that are 2 or 3 times their normal size. You guys are lucky that they're only 2 or 3 times their normal size. You should see the wasps we have now. Autobiography of a mountain man, I assume, is a survival book. We'll have a look at that. We'll take the memory cards as well. We've been kind of collecting them. I don't know if we can even use them. We're seeing an assortment of zombies, including a swimmer zombie, a Rottweiler, and a regular zombie. They're all over there in that mansion. Yeah, it looks like the mansion has an interior pool. The monster density we're seeing, I'm not loving that. You know, we saw some feral servants out front, I believe is what they were called. I don't like the term servant, but you know what I mean. They replace like the butlers and maids sort of thing, which I don't really want to deal with all of them. I'm really on the fence about this mansion, but we're gonna decide that a little later. Just stop thinking about it. They probably can't see you, and if they can, they'll come one at a time, kind of getting lost in the forest, so we don't have to worry too much. Are these pens good for anything? Do we need pens? I'll take a couple pens, I suppose. Really just on the lookout for books, trying to check every filing cabinet and all that. Mechanical Mastery is an excellent book to have. We might even have had one already. We'll take a Dark Cola for now. Smartphone, no. Bubble wrap, not gonna do it for us. And then looks like a couple laptops here. Nope, just the same old loot. I guess that's just the sprite for I don't know what. It just has a sprite with like a box and some pens on it. Oh, it's a briefcase. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So are there like briefcases here, or is this just the desk that I'm looking at? I do see a laptop computer on this one. We'll take that battery. Anyway, how are you doing, internet? Things have been a little weird for me. Why can't I unload the laptop? Things have been a little weird for me. Feeling a little down lately. Had some very personal issues come up that have caused me a great deal of trouble in the last couple, like over the last week, let's say. Oh good, our inventory's full, so now I have to do the micromanaging thing. I thought I turned off the phone. I'm sorry, internet. I really hate having the phone chime. It just literally my phone chimed to tell me you have no service. Thank you, phone. Very helpful. So we need to drop some things. Clothing is like the obvious thing that we would want to be dropping here because they tend to be very voluminous. We'll drop the rubber boots and the rubber gloves. I don't really need either of those. And we've been picking up shirts pretty regularly. I would like the leather trench coat because it's not hard to find leather, but I like to have leather scraps and things around the base. What is a thob? Long loose fitting robe with wide sleeves, traditional Arab garment. Yeah, sorry, I probably said that completely wrong. It's just clothing, so it's probably huge because it's a whole robe. We'll drop that as well. And then we're going to hang on to some of these t-shirts because we did want some like cotton patches and things, or whatever they're called as well. I mix up cotton patches, scraps, and sheets. I don't know which are which, so drop some of those. And we do clearly have Outdoor Adventures back at base because it's color-coded yellow, which means we read it previously. So we can drop that book as well, although it's not particularly large. So, and then the next up for dropping, we would end up dropping some of these like uncooked TV dinners, probably take up a fair bit of space. Yeah, 1.2 liters, something like that on their own. But for now, I think this is enough. Swimmer zombie spotted, probably not an issue. We're just going to ignore all of those. We're going to take Artillery of the Ancients, not even sure what this would give us. History book detailing siege machines and field artillery of some ancient civilizations, contains detailed diagrams. So we're looking for the recipe. Well, we don't know because we didn't read the book yet. Yeah, I'm assuming this has at least the ballista recipe, which honestly I'm just never going to use, but that's at least something. A locked safe that we are not equipped to open. Why weren't we able? We saw a safe last time and we weren't able to do it. Let's activate our acetylene torch. I don't remember why we weren't able to cut previously. Can you just not cut the... Oh, you need welding goggles. Well, it is possible we'll find welding goggles in this light industry, although I will be honest, even if we do, I will immediately forget that we needed them for the safe. But we'll have a look around here. Gun digest, we'll take that. That's also color-coded yellow, but magazines are pretty small. And then what we're really looking for here is a drill, because a drill would enable us to make some spears and advance our crafting endeavors a little bit. So these are migrating enemies. They're definitely not where we saw them before. So they're outside of the pool house now and the building now, which means they might have spotted us previously and they might migrate in this direction. Again, I think the forest terrain, you know, even if they came at us, like say there was a cluster of 3 of them and they came and spotted us and were moving in this direction, they're still going to get broken up because they have to move through these forest tiles. Oh, actually this forest is super sparse. I was going to say because like one will get stuck on like 400 move terrain and the others will keep advancing and then it'll get stuck on this and whatever. Yeah, they probably will come over here. We can fight them. I don't have any concerns about the 2 we've seen so far. Copper tubing, not going to do it for me. I wish I could just a little bit easier identify what's on the floor here. Multimeter, do we need these for something? I guess we'll take a multimeter or a multimeter. I don't know how you even say that. Oh, do these have, what batteries do these have? Let's empty the full one. It's just a regular light battery. Yeah, we'll take a fully charged light battery basically. 2 swimmer zombies, zombie child. So where are the tools? Oh, that's right. They're behind like I think they're on the other side behind some fencing. Yeah, it's this right here, I believe, is the main tool storage. So we'll check that out later. Let's have a look around. Well, I guess I'll take some copper wire. I don't know why I hopped all the way over the fence. I didn't need to do that. Because we will need wire when we start to set up our base's power. Actually, this might be tool storage as well. You slip while climbing. Polycarbonate sheet. No idea what you're used for, but I bet you're uncommon because it's like a manufactured material. We did find welding goggles, so we will take those. Thread cutting set. Oh, I hear horde music. Zombie child, zombie child. Yeah, so this place is just jam-packed with enemies. And that's not even the pool we saw before, right? We saw a pool further north. So there are 2 pools. Maybe that was the pool we saw before. I don't know if we're going to explore the mansion. Well, what are we going to do if we don't go to the mansion? We could try to clear the warp draining horde, but again, we would like a vehicle for that. We could go back to the dairy farm, check that gun safe now that we have welding goggles, because I bet a gun safe has all kinds of cool stuff in it. And then if we're not going to explore the mansion, we'll check the entrance, but we'll just return to our previous endeavor of finding carcasses, I think. Thread cutting set, probably for crafting we need that, right? Masonry saw, I think we have tools that provide both levels of sawing, so I don't think we need that. I would like a drill. I think a drilling quality is like the one thing we're really missing here. Don't you need tin snips for crafting as well? We'll take those just in case, and we'll see if we can hop back over. We are now over encumbered as well, just in terms of our weight. So I'm not sure what we can drop to lighten our load with weight, because a lot of this stuff is like pretty important to have. Like all the tools are going to be heavy, but they're things we really want. I mean, we can eat some of this food, I suppose. What would we even eat that's heavy? I mean, the uncooked TV dinner, we're not eating it uncooked. That's disgusting. We can't see the weight in this menu, so let's just pick things that we think are heavy or in cans. So we could eat some tomato soup, and we could eat some, I mean, salad is not heavy, but it is in a big cardboard box, I think. We have a couple gallon jugs full of materials on us. That could lose a little weight. The liquid fertilizer, we could get rid of that. We could get rid of the sodas. We are hydrated, but let's have a root beer. Swimmer zombie spotted. I think this is okay. And then we'll just drop some of this heavier food items and probably more clothing here. So let's drop some of the sodas. So like the condensed milk is 1.6 pounds right on its own. So I'm assuming like we probably can use this as a sugar replacement for some recipes, but I'm not worried about it. Coconut milk, I don't care. We'll drop the colas. We will drop that gallon jug of fertilizer because I just don't know what we need that for, and it's gotta be like a gallon's gotta be like 10 pounds. Yeah, that alone is almost 9 pounds, so we'll drop that as well. And we just want to stay underweight here. We don't want to be moving around over encumbered, draining that extra stamina. And we'll move over here. The odds of them following us and getting across this parking lot and everything through the trees and stuff is not very good, so I'm not super concerned. Hop over here. Yeah, having some personal issues. I think my experimental cataclysm video is going to be delayed. What is a grinding disc for? For an angle grinder. I've never used an angle grinder. I've seen them in use. Man, having an anvil is also like pretty important long term, but we probably can't accommodate an anvil. There's just no way. I would rather probably end up crafting one later. Metal file set. I mean, all of these seem like really valuable tools. I just don't remember which ones we have and which ones we don't. Still no drilling quality, huh? Pop a few crates here, see what we got. Concrete mixer, probably not gonna take that. I think that one video is going to be delayed by a week, and I was going to make an announcement video to be like, hey, probably going to be, delayed a full week. But I think people just get annoyed with the update video. Well, one, most people don't watch them. And then two, other people are like, so you made a video to tell us you're not making a video. And I'm like, yes, I'm sorry. I don't know. I would want to know, It annoys me when content creators don't keep to their schedules. Like, I think this week Northern Lion's like on a cruise with his wife and daughter. And I didn't know about it, so like Monday I was like, oh, there's just no stream today. And then Tuesday I was like, why is he not streaming? And I had no idea about all of that. So we're looking for the laptop over here. So we'll unload the laptop, keep taking those batteries. None of these are books, unfortunately. We'll take more memory cards. They're so tiny, we might as well take them. But yeah, just some personal stuff, it happens. And if you've watched the channel for a long time, you know that it happens all the time because I'm a very unreliable person when it comes to stability. So it's unfortunate, but it's not like earth-shattering. It's not ruining my life. It's just a little bit of bad times. So just no food in here, huh? I would have eaten my fill of more stuff here if we had seen some food in the fridges, but it doesn't look like it. I guess these are dining tables with tablecloths. What is this? Interlocking floor, tall piece of furniture used to divide rooms. Oh, I thought this was like a dining area with tables, but it's just like fabric dividers to make cubicles, I guess. Survivor's note, we'll read that. Can never have enough Kevlar, basically just live in a Kevlar turtle shell. Okay. Helpful. Thank you, sir. Yes. So just wear an EOD suit, basically, is what you're saying. A bunch of memory cards. I gotta assume there's probably not anything on most of these, but it'd be nice to look. Family photo. Photo of a smiling family on a camping trip. One of the parents looks like a cleaner, happier version of a zombie you've seen. I've definitely read this description before. Do files say things? No, just boring stuff. I've definitely read that photo before. Not terribly interesting. Memory cards, I guess, I've already committed to carrying these things around, so yeah, not a lot of books on this side apparently. What is this on the ground? A desk fan. I do think desk fans contain a motor, like one of the tiniest motors in the game, right? What's it called if we look for disassembly? A micro electric motor. It's like one of the only places you can get that. It does only take 2 minutes to disassemble. Why don't we take the micro motor? Because I can't remember what I would use it for, but I definitely remember looking for one before. No corpses to butcher. Yeah, let's grab the desk fan. You're overburdened, that's fine. Look for the desk fan. And we'll go to disassemble. It only takes 2 minutes. So dispose of the dory, drop item. We did get another pulse of warp sickness in that time. Let's wield the dory, grab the micro electric motor, copper wire. We'll take all of this, I guess, because it's just scraps and stuff. But we'll take all that stuff. And then we'll have a look around. Advanced economics. We are overburdened yet again. More memory cards. Okay, so I think we've pretty thoroughly looted this area. I don't know. It looks like we maybe missed something. I'm not sure why. Oh, I thought this door was blocked by the vending machines. Obviously, we can loot the vending machines. We did this last time we were here. You need money on a cash card. I thought I had like 10 cash cards. I thought I brought one with me specifically. Apparently not. We know we can smash them. I don't think it matters. We have enough perishable food for the moment back at base, so we don't have to worry about that. We need to worry about our weight again. Let's try eating, yeah, really nothing. We'll eat the salad just because we can and because of vitamins. I still would like to hang on to that cooking oil. That's like a very heavy object that we're carrying with us. We're carrying the vacuum sealer, also very heavy. I only picked that up because I thought people would want me to. I don't know that we actually need a vacuum sealer. Certainly we don't need it necessarily on this trip. So we'll drop gun digest, even though it's like 0.2 pounds. I guess we don't need a million medium batteries. I just, I'm in the habit of picking them up. We don't need all the brazing rods, probably the aluminum ones, because we don't do much with aluminum, but it just would feel really bad to keep those or to drop those. So we'll drop some of these empty things we have, and that puts us back underweight for the time being. Maybe we just should extract at this point. Let's check the safes, I guess, see what they have to offer, and then maybe we just extract because we're full up on loot. If we're not going to tackle the mansion, but let's not make plans. Let's just go continue playing the game. So we are exposed again to the horde on this side. Don't walk close to them. Why would you do that? Go up here. Unfortunately, we're not going to have, I guess we could block. There's really nothing up there. So as long as we stay in this corner, maybe we don't get interrupted by enemies. We could block the windows with the bookcases. I think that's too much work. Let's just activate the... Oh, but if you start, does it consume acetylene as you're cutting? And then if you get interrupted, you'll waste the acetylene? Let's find out. Cut metal where? Cut here? What did we get from the safe? Literally nothing. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I'm glad we went through all of that work. Okay. So I guess okay, so now is the time to make plans because we're basically done with that. So no vehicles in that garage edge, nothing over here, just the cube van that doesn't run. I guess we'll swing by the mansion entrance, but we've seen a lot of monster density already just sort of in the random rooms on the edges, and our loot is basically, we're pretty full up on loot. So let's scope out the mansion, and if we can spot like a pretty empty room on the periphery of the building that has like books in it or something like that, we will check it out. Otherwise, I think the plan is just to head back to that dairy farm to loot the gun safe, probably is our best bet. And then I guess we just extract. We could check the campsite. There's not going to be anything there, maybe some sausages or cooked meat or something, but I don't see any other points of interest really. What is this freaking thing over here? Pasture, paddock, fields, hay fields. Is this just like a ring? Probably a horse farm. If you have a ring and a paddock and all that stuff, probably like an outdoor ring, a track, paddock. Must be a horse farm of some kind, would be my guess. Dairy farm over there as well. Well, we know the dairy farms can contain, well, there's another one here. We know now that they can contain the gun safe. Maybe it's worth swinging down to this one to see if there's also a gun safe over here. Where is our extract, by the way? It's near that one. So why don't we go up, deal with that gun safe, and then we'll come down, check the other one before we extract. But anyway, let's hop on our bike. I tend to make a lot of plans instead of playing the game, so I end up talking a bit too much about what I want to do instead of actually doing those things. And we do know that our bicycle here increases our athletics skill. So yeah, all of these swimmer zombies have come out of the mansion. I wonder if they saw me drive by the first time and that's why they migrated kind of south here. It's just too many, man. Like, I don't like things like this. I understand the mansion's a large location and your goal is like, well, we can't just have a big location that gives the player a bunch of free stuff. So your instinct is to add enemies to it. But if you think about it from like a realism perspective, which the game is built around realism. I know some people take issue with that. Some people hate that. But the game is built to be balanced around realism in terms of monster density, item spawns, things like that. People always say like, oh, well, there's zombies in it, so it can't be realistic. But no, we mean realistic as in loot spawns and behaviors and things like that. And so if you think about that logically, why would there have been 6 people in swimwear swimming in a pool kind of during the apocalypse? And if you add up all the enemies in this building, if 6 of them are swimmers, there's probably dozens of like the feral servants and stuff in this building. There would not be, 30 or 40 people in a mansion during the zombie apocalypse, 6 of which are in swimwear, right? It just doesn't really track that way. And let's be real, there's probably 6 that we see and there's probably like 4 more up there. So, but anyway, not to ramble or anything, but let's swing a little closer. Obviously on the bike, we can easily outrun them as long as they don't have a gun. So in this one area, we see 9 swimmer zombies, 3 regular zombies, a zapper zombie, zombie children, another zombie. Yeah, so this is just sort of a ludicrous amount of monster density, and we're not going to be dealing with that. If we see at the entrance 16 enemies, how many are we going to see once we get in there? So we're probably not going to do anything with the mansion here. We don't care that they see us. We're going to be able to outspeed them. Not seeing anything of particular interest here. Looks like there's just an engine laying there. Let's swing around the side anyway. Maybe it's less density over here. Feral servants. Yeah. The dining hall we see enemies inside as well. Yeah, here is where I would have liked to have explored. Birdhouse Monthly, Baker's Companion, Blood for the Greater Good, Self-Esteem for Dummies, What's a Transistor. Oh man, it would be nice to get in there and grab some books. We can lure them away a bit and see if we can slip in there, because that's a lot of books. Alright, so what we'll do, I haven't done something like this in a while, so bear with me, internet, if this doesn't go particularly well. Let's just sort of lure them by traveling a little bit slower, get them to meander in this direction. And we're just going to lure them away. That's a weirdly fast... What are you? You're just a swimmer. You seemed very fast as I was watching you. So we're going to just corral the enemies. We're going to keep an eye on our stamina just to make sure that they're not going to be a huge issue. We'll even slow down a little bit more to let them catch up a bit. And we're going to lure them south, because this is an area where we don't really care about. We'll just keep moving in this direction, and then we'll double back after a bit here and see if we can lure a few more off without dragging them back towards us. In fact, we can loop... Oh no, we can't loop south around the forest very easily. So let's just pivot south now instead. That way they don't end up moving back to the right as we get away from them. So let's pick up a little speed. Give them a nice big area here. Swing left. And we'll wrap all the way back up, and we'll see if they sort of cleared out of that area. What is this? Is this the dairy farm? No, it's much further south. All right, so let's loop back up and see what sort of monster density is near that book room now. Still quite a few. We see at least 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. Okay. And we don't really want to travel southwest again because we know that will lure the same old ones back towards us. So why don't we head in this direction, try to pick up a few of these extras. We see 9 zombies, so they, unfortunately, the slow ones. The zombies seemed to be the slowest, so those are the ones that kind of got left behind here. But let's grab what we see here, and we'll see about luring them to just to the right off into this field here. And again, everyone that we lure away is one we don't have to deal with later. And if we just get them far enough away, they will be in a position where they're not going to spot us when we move into that area. Let's just slow down, see if we can keep their attention a little bit longer. And this should be plenty of space. So let's, I guess we'll swing south again, so they keep migrating in that direction. See some turkeys. Would have been nice to try and claim a few turkeys to take back as carcasses, but I don't think we're going to be doing that in this run anymore. We are now down to 5 warp pulses, which, yeah, burning a lot of time doing all of this. Would be a lot faster in a vehicle where we can drive. Actually, it wouldn't be because we're luring them and we're going slow to lure them. And then let's see if we can just thread up here to this corner without getting the attention of anything in particular. Let's just park here. Actually, let's swing it around, so if we have to make a quick getaway, we can do that. We should bring this closer to the building. That way, if we have to sprint out to flee, we can do that, and then we will stop. Just being very careful. We're going to drop our bag right next to this for the time being. And we're going to deal with this one enemy that has spotted us. Let's keep an eye out for further north. We don't know what all is up here, but I just want to get into this room, basically. What else do we have? What's a transistor? Again, how to trap anything. So let's kite you. I guess we can. I mean, we have to move towards the building eventually. Lifestyles of the rich and fetid. So reach a mansion. Didn't know there was an achievement for that. Thank you. Thank you. We'll use this bush a little bit to our advantage here. Nope. She's going to move around it. Okay. Zombie down. Zombie spotted? No. Thoroughly pulped. In fact, I don't even need to pulp these. It's just a waste of time to do that. I was going to say we'll grab a cash card, but we're well past the point where we would go back for those vending machines. Unfortunately, we have to drop some things to accommodate these extra books. So why don't we just have a look here again? I'm tempted to drop the cooking oil, but it would be nice to have another. Let's just drop. What do we not care about? We don't care about the food. I don't care how big it is. We just don't care about the food. We don't really need more acetaminophen. It's so common. In fact, we already have aspirin on our person. that literally takes up no space or weight. Okay, never mind. We're going to keep those then. Any of these books, we want to keep basically every book. We know we have What's a Transistor. We don't need to take that. We have like 2 copies of that, I believe. We can drop more clothing. We definitely want to keep the welding goggles. Let's drop the leather trench coat. That should be a large, heavy item, even though it's leather and we would like to keep that. We'll drop a damaged undershirt and wool scarf, which I only took for wool patches that we're probably never going to use anyway. And we'll drop one of the t-shirts. This should give us enough space and weight to pick up the 4 or 5 books that are required here. Let's just hit no very slowly in case something does come over. And then let's creep up here. See if we can get in here without triggering a bunch of enemies. Let's have a peek. Yep, looks pretty clear and jam-packed with books. The windows are open, so we don't need to make noise smashing. Just keep an eye out on things that are being revealed as we move in here. How to trap anything. What's a transistor? We don't need. We have so many of those. So what clothing? I actually think we have one of those as well. Nothing to our north but more books, so we're going to be careful there. Arduino experiments. I'm not a mechanical or like electrical guy at all. I have no like science knowledge of how to do experiments or make a robot or any of that kind of stuff. It's really the only time I've ever heard words like that is like watching Mythbusters, which makes me you know, a sham hobbyist at best. Blood for the greater good. I'm assuming this is blood related like foods. The consumption of blood is taboo among members of many Abrahamic religions, but they aren't going to stop you now. Yeah, it's really dumb. Yeah, it's really dumb to think that, you know, consuming blood is somehow a taboo. That's ridiculous. Who cares? Grab this stuff and then we will drop some duplicates. Oh, are these also board games? Yeah, we should be paying attention to those. I think we still need a couple board games. So let's drop any duplicate books we have. Winemaking for beginners. Why is this not stacked? They're in different pockets, I guess. And then Birdhouse Monthly, we have a duplicate and it looks like that's it. So let's, what is this? Small wooden box with 2 items. I don't know, that could be valuable. What's this? A cigar punch and that's it. Okay, no, you're not useful. Matchbook, also not useful. Let's try to get up into this room and grab these books as well. Effective communication, Baker's Companion, and then we'll drop duplicates again because I'm just picking things up. I'm not sure what all I've already picked up. But this is amazing to get all of these books. Book of Cookery and Cyber-Iad, originally written in Polish by Stanislaw Lem. It has been masterfully translated in English. Yeah, I don't know what this is, so sorry if I said that incorrectly. I'm not even going to try to read the robotic rivalries of Trurl and Clepaucius. Yeah, I don't know what those things mean. Okay, so it's a book for fun, apparently. That's not going to do it for me. And then I think we should just leave. Like, my brain was like, keep checking. You could find more. Nope, I think it's time to leave. So let's just pop back out this window. Did we check this side? The Adorkable Girl. What a cute name for a book. We don't need What's a Transistor. Hop out, back to the bicycle, and off we go. So I think that is probably the best we could possibly have hoped for. That went very, very well. No conflicts, no issues. We want to head up to the dairy farm. You know what? We should call the episode. So let's park right here in sight of these zombies approaching, and let's save the game. Quick save the game. Everyone, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. In the next episode, we're going to definitely check that dairy farm's gun safe, although I suspect it'll probably be empty like the last safe we found. So for now, everyone, thanks for being here. I, of course, will be back with more content in the future, and I'll see you next time.